Akash INTI, the real reflection of you. Walking home after spending some time downtown, and man, I really feel like me today. That's just the way that I can describe it, or at least that's the feeling that I have right now in this moment. A lot more socializing today, and really in minimal ways, right? It's not like I'm like, hey. It's not like I'm saying everything to everybody, though in some degrees, that's kind of what I like to do. And I've kind of known that about myself ever since I was a little kid, maybe. Ooh, dead bird. Looks like a sparrow. But I don't know why. For some reason, there was times in my life where I just, didn't really say much to people. Even in times where I was like, oh man, I really wish I would have said something, To me, that's a big part of my journey in and of itself, is just getting more comfortable being me, maybe. I don't know. It's so easy to get embarrassed by ourselves, right? At least that's what, I don't know, this is just my thoughts on it. It's easy to get embarrassed by what we like to do, what we like to be, or whatever, right? It's so easy. For example, I know my dad gets super embarrassed when I dress, when I go out and get dressed, He's always tells me, he's like, oh man, I would never be caught going out with you, And it's just so funny to me, because I've been realizing more and more, and specifically as I'm walking right now, right? I'm walking on a pretty decently trafficked road, right? It's not like you're not seeing a car for miles. Probably passed by, maybe at this point, and not only in this video, right? I'm talking about just driving back and forth. There's probably been about 100 cars that have probably gone by. Maybe closer to 80, but still. And again, this is just an estimate, right? I'm not all right, there's car number, whatever. No, it's I don't really give a shit to that degree. But what's interesting is especially on this way, on the walk back, right? It's I can kind of see, I don't know, just people looking back at me, right? And something that, and obviously they don't really give a shit, right? They're focused on driving, they're focused on getting to wherever they're trying to go. But what I realized kind of once again, right? And it's these things kind of constantly come back and again and again and again, is look, the way anyone looks at me has nothing to do with me, right? It's yes, it does have something to do with me, right? I made certain choices to, do what I do, right? For in this particular case in study, or this particular example is the way that I dress, right? It's okay, don't dress. I don't like to dress the way normal people do. I like to dress the way that I like to dress, right? Maybe I am a normal person, who really knows? Which that would be quite interesting, and maybe that's the case, right? But I don't know. I've kind of found that that's not the case, at least in the areas that I inhabit, or that I frequent. Nonetheless, what I have to say is that, I don't know, I just lost my train of thought now at this point in time, because I was probably overthinking it to some degree. And then again, don't we do that, right? Don't we overthink things from time to time? And that's even something else that I'm oh man, I can't believe, I could easily get embarrassed about that, right? And more often than not, that's kind of what I'll do, right? Anyways, yeah, what I realized was yeah, I made specific choices for people to react to, but at the same time, whatever their reaction is, that's them, that's them understanding about themselves. And that's one of the big reasons why I actually consider myself an artist, right? It's because artists make artistic choices. They take artistic liberties to present to their audience something. Right now, that something could be any type of medium. It could be music, right? It could be in the medium of music. It could be in the medium of paints and canvas, right? It could be in the medium of digital, right? There's so many different mediums that we can use as artists, right? And so I don't know what my medium necessarily is, because I like to go across a few different mediums, right? Everything from even the way that I dress, the fashion is a medium, right? The clothing, that's a medium, right? I would also say I like to do stuff digitally as well, right? I do some things there as well. So there's multiple mediums that I use, and so I don't know. People, that's another medium, I think. The way that we interact with others and engage with people, I truly do think that there's an art to socializing. Whether or not it's acknowledged, well, that's a whole different point. But nonetheless, that's my perspective on it. So coming back to I guess what I was saying earlier is like, whatever I present to people, that's just them, you know? That's why I say, Akash INTI, the real reflection of you, or something like that, right? I don't even remember what I say at this point, but I know I say something, right? I know I say something at the beginning of these videos. And that's one of the reasons why, right? It's because the way you see me doesn't say anything about me. It says stuff about you. I come back to this because it's something that I could spend my whole life just on that one thing, and I would learn so much. I would learn so much every single day. Because even that is like a big lesson, you know? It's like a big thing that, yeah, I can understand it right now and for today, but I really need to understand that in the moment. Because if I don't, well, then I start taking things personally, then I'm like, I don't know, I start like self-destructing and just the whole 9 yards around that, but it's like, well, there's nothing really to do there, right? Because that doesn't have nothing to do with me, so I don't know, that's what I got for you guys today. I'm just feeling smiley right now, you know, it's the best way I can describe that. I feel like me today, I really do. I mean, I'm blessed. I really am blessed in that regard that, man, life has really been so kind to me. It's been brutal as well, don't get me wrong. But today, I feel, and I recognize that it's been very kind to me. When I say that, I put it into context, right? It's like, well, I could be poor as shit, right? I live in the United States of America. Already, I'm living at like top 1% of the world. At the very least, as it relates to like income, healthcare, I don't know, most metrics that people would use. Happiness, maybe even to some degree. I don't know. I don't necessarily know about that one, but I also don't know about that one. So I don't know. What I can say is I feel like I am super grateful and blessed for the life that I have today. And that's all I've got. Right now in this moment, that's all I could say. And I love that. I really do love that. Keep up. Thrive. Stay sexy.